All right, welcome everybody to the call. My name is Eric Johnson, creator of Teamzy. Very, very excited to be with you all tonight. So, as we mentioned a minute ago, Teamzy was actually created specifically for Beachbody coaches. So you're gonna walk into this and be like, wow, I'm at home with this system, as we walk you through it tonight. If you haven't used Teamzy before, taking a look at it, I just want you to know what it is. It's a software system, a full CRM, but it's super simple and it's designed to help you do all of your income producing activity in less than an hour a day, okay? And it's based on a system. I'll get a little more into it tonight. So you always know exactly what to do, okay, as you're building your business. So the other piece of it that I really want to talk to you about tonight is that it's not just a software to help you do your stuff more efficiently, but it's a philosophy and approach to the business that's a little bit different than maybe what you've heard, or it's a little different spin on it, and that's called relationship marketing. It's an important approach because with relationship marketing, we don't really do any cold messaging or any of the stuff that makes you feel icky or gets you rejected by your friends and family or makes you feel like you're damaging relationships. We don't do any of that, yet we can still be as, or if not more effective in building our teams, okay? So I think you guys are gonna really like that. So what I'm gonna do tonight is first I'm gonna teach you a little bit about relationship marketing. Then I'll take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how easy it is to set it up. I'll show you how you can crush a power hour in Teamzy. What I mean by that is easily connect with 20 or more people in 20 minutes, right? Follow up like a pro so nobody falls through the cracks, the whole process. At the end, we'll do a Q&A. If you guys have questions, feel free, you can ask me anything. Sound good? Cool. All right. Where's my presentation? How many of you are like me and you have 600 windows open on your computer at all times? It doesn't even matter. I tried to close things before a call like this and I can't help myself. I still have things open. Sorry. Okay, so how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. That's what I want to talk to you about first. So what is I guess I'm supposed to tell you who I am. So my story is this. I actually come from a background of being a professional business coach and consultant for the past 16 years. I've helped people build their business. That's what I do. I teach them how to do it based on relationship marketing. Now, I actually fell into Beachbody by accident. How many of you fell into it by accident? Here's what happened to me. This is a story. I only tell this full story to you guys because you're in Beachbody. There was like a 6-month period where Carl sold P90X at Costco. Right? The horror, right? The horror. I bought P90X at Costco, the DVDs. And I had them for 4 years. And I did a workout here and there. And I was so sore afterwards that I didn't usually do more than 2 in a row. And eventually, I got so sick of being unhealthy and out of shape that I finally did P90X. And I did it. I didn't miss a workout. I did the whole program, okay? And I lost 60 pounds, first round. Is that crazy? It's easy when you're flabby and overweight. It's kind of easy to lose weight at first. I lost 60 pounds. So everybody I knew was going, what happened to you? What are you doing? And I was, Beachbody, 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 Beachbody all day long. My wife said, Eric, just go be a coach. You could get paid for all those people you're sending to Beachbody. And that made sense to me. So I signed up as a coach. So as I was looking at Beachbody kind of as my side hustle, how many of you it's your side hustle? We'll see. I'm going to take the same poll at the end of the day and see how many people think it's still your side hustle. I had about an hour a day. In fact, there used to be this little form that you send to your new coaches. Maybe Beachbody still uses it, and they ask you how many hours a week you have for your business. And I told my sponsor 1 hour a day. That's it. So as a professional business coach, I knew that I needed to leverage that time. It had to be super efficient because an hour can be gone like that and you get nothing done, right? And so I started looking for tools to use in my business. Now, first thing I would tell you as a business owner, if I was coaching you in your business, is what tools will you use to leverage your time? I looked around and I didn't find anything in our industry that helped people build relationships, right? I saw people trying to apply like marketing automation techniques to network marketing. It's network marketing. It's about relationships, right? So long story short, that's why Teamzy exists. We built it because there was nothing there and I really desperately needed something. And so I found a few really smart engineers and said, if you build this, there might be a few dollars in it for you. Makes sense? Okay. And then since then, that's just about 3.5 years ago, we've had more than 70,000 people use Teamzy, more than 30,000 of those Beachbody coaches. And it's been an amazing, unbelievable journey. But let me get back to the presentation. I just wanted to give you a little background. What is relationship marketing? That's what I want to talk to you about. What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think that this is just selling things to your friends. Have you guys ever maybe thought that's what it was? That's not what relationship marketing is. I'm going to go more in depth in it, but basically what relationship marketing is, it's that your marketing strategy for your business is building relationships. Okay. Now there's a system and a way to do it so that it's not willy-nilly, so that it's actually systemized like any other business process. But I want you guys to understand that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. You need to know this kind of boring business definition because you're business owners, okay? And marketing Beachbody products, workouts, that is not your business. Your business is lead generation. You're in the lead generation business, okay? You're not salespeople, you're business owners. Your job is to generate leads for the business. So it doesn't matter how many customers you signed up today, how many coaches you brought to the team today. If you also didn't do work that generates new leads to the business, you didn't work on your business today. That's a mindset shift I want you guys to have right now. Now, here's the good news. I'm not one of these hardcore find them, fleece them, and forget them sales guys. With relationship marketing, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. In other words, lead generation for you is meeting people. What do you do with those leads? You build relationships with them. I'm going to kind of drip this on you tonight as we go through, but I want you to understand a person doesn't represent a sale. A person represents hundreds of sales. A person represents thousands of coaches when you look at them as a relationship and not a transaction. What we do with our relationships is we turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay, we turn our relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Tonight, I'll teach you a little bit on how you do that. How you take somebody who's completely not interested in Beachbody and you turn them, even in the first conversation, into somebody who starts looking for customers for your business. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. I wish I had all night, but I'm going to squeeze as much as I can into this little bit of training for you guys. Here's the next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Okay? In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. Look, have you guys come across people in this business who are not trustworthy?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? It's a shame. Have you come across people that actually trust you but are very skeptical of our business?
Yes.
That's because so much of what has been taught for the last 30 years is based on trickery. If you want, let me just call it what it is. Okay? You can say it's generating intrigue or interest or whatever you want, but it's tricking people. And people dread being asked to lunch by an old friend and having the network marketing presentation get yanked out suddenly in the middle of the courses, right? So relationship marketing is not like that. It depends on trust. Everything you do has to be transparent and trustworthy. But here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. If you don't have to convince people, you don't have to sell them if they trust you. You can just get right to helping them, right? And that's the business we're in. Trust takes the ickiness from the sales process. No more icky salesperson. How many of you are just terrified of being seen as the icky salesperson? Have you guys seen the movie Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Has anyone seen that movie? If you haven't seen that movie, you got to watch it. It's an awesome movie, first off. But there's a salesman in there, Ned Ryerson. He's the icky salesperson, the ultimate icky salesperson. And so anyways, I always think of him when I say icky salesperson. You do not want to be Ned Ryerson. Also with relationship marketing, you get to go for yes. Forget going for no. You get to go for yes, okay? And if you ever want to hear me rant about going for no, you can find my video on YouTube. I don't have time to go off on it. But to me, it's like the worst thing in the world. But with relationship marketing, you get to go for yes, okay? So how do you build trust? How do you do it? I'm going to give you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust tonight. So if you're not taking notes yet, you should start now. Here they are quickly, and then I'll break them out for you. Number 1 is chemistry. Number 1 is chemistry. Number 2 is character. Character. Number 3 is competence. competence. And number 4 is consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay? All right, so let's talk about them. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Hey, the easiest way for me to explain this one is this. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like, right? And the flip side of that is everybody wants to do business with a friend. All right? Now, especially when you're talking about what you guys are working on, health, losing weight, vitality, getting fit. All right. Number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice that character is not something you have. You don't have character. You do it. It's something you do. Okay? Something you do. It's like love. Love's not something you feel or something that you have. It's something you do. That's another training, but I just thought I'd slip that in there. Because as you guys will learn, I believe that building our business is the ultimate expression of love for other people. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Sometimes we get all twisted up and offended if someone questions our integrity. Has that ever happened to you guys? Happens to me. I'm not above it, even though I'm here to tell you we shouldn't let that happen. That just means we're not demonstrating care for that person. How do you demonstrate your character? In everything that you do. Your character is fundamental to your business, which means you cannot have poor character and have a great business, not if you're working by relationship. So your character comes down to what you say in person, how you post on social media, how you drive in traffic. Hello, a couple of you guys need to work on this one. Hey, little side note, for those people of faith, if you put a sticker of your faith on your car, it makes you a better driver. Because you don't want to be the person that's misrepresenting the whole faith by being a jerk, right? So my wife has this custom, we're in California, so she has a custom license plate. It says faith, hope, and love, like without the vowels. That's her license plate. Faith, hope, and love. People pull up next to us and say, love your license plate. Do you think I'm going to cut them off in traffic with that? No way. So I'm just saying, little side note, if you do that, it'll help you have road character as well. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Everything you do needs to demonstrate your character. Number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Are you knowledgeable enough about fitness and nutrition and Beachbody's programs and Beachbody's products to help me with whatever my problem is? Okay? Can you help me with my problem? Am I an 80-year-old man? Are you going to try to put me through insanity? Right? Are you competent? Okay, that's the first piece. Can I trust you to help me with my problem? The second piece is, do I trust you to mentor me in the business? Do I want to sign up under you? How are you demonstrating your competence as a business person? How can I trust you as a business person? This is huge, and you need to be demonstrating competence through everything that you do as well. However, let me just see, any new coaches on the call? Few? Okay, new people. You don't have that competence yet, right? It takes time to develop that competence. So when you're new, you're often told, just fake it. Have you guys ever heard that? Just fake it till you make it type thing. Now, I just want to tell you, don't do that, because your friends and family have seen you with your pants on backwards. They don't believe you when you're faking it, okay? They don't believe you, but you don't need to fake it. You just lean into your team. Lean into your team's competence, okay? Lean into your team's competence. Just let people know, hey, I'm new, but I'm connected to the most knowledgeable people in this industry. They are one text message away to answering any of our questions. When you're ready to join the business, we've got the training in place. We have the mentoring in place, and we'll do it together, okay? So new people, lean into the competence of your team. Team leaders, tell your new people, just lean into my competence, and we'll help you build it as you go, okay? But at the same time, you need to be absorbing information as quickly as you can, learning about the products, learning about fitness, learning stories, success stories that you can share with others, so that when somebody comes to you with a problem, you can say, oh, I know somebody who had the same problem already. This is what we did for them. Make sense? Okay, chemistry, character, competence. One principle on these before I move on, and that's this. If somebody's gonna do business with you, In their hearts, they only care about three things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? This is the principle that I pulled these three things out of for you, okay? If you have objections, oh, it's too much money. Oh, my doctor says I can't have that much vitamin D because I'm pregnant, or whatever. I'm just trying to remember objections I used to get at Beachbody. Whatever your objections are, all objections, every objection comes from these questions. It's kind of a feeling thing. It's not necessarily something that's articulated, but if they have any sort of objection, it just means that relationship is not 100% trusting yet. So overcome the objections, continue investing in the relationship. Make sense? Okay. Consistency. Little side note on that last point. This is a great example. You have somebody who, in order to join your team, you had to overcome a lot of objections with them. They sign up. And then you're surprised when 3 or 4 months later they quit, right? Don't be surprised. That was a red flag saying you need to work on that trust. You need to build trust and invest in that person quickly to build them up, to build their confidence up. Make sense? Okay. Also, if you get them into Teamzy that first month, they'll make some money and they'll probably stick. Number 4 is consistency. Consistency. Super important to be consistent to build trust. Anyone agree with that? Don't tell me, show me. That's what my wife always says. You got to be consistent. Nothing works like this. Anybody who has kids, you guys know how important this is, right? And if you fail to be consistent one time, they never let you forget it, do they? No. And people remember that too. Consistency. Now, I love this principle about consistency. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Even more so for Beachbody coaches than probably anybody else. Why? Because part of what you do is work out consistently. And everybody wishes they could do that. You know that? So that's why people are so amazed. How many of you have been told you're an inspiration? You're posting your workouts, you're drinking your shakes. People are like, you're so inspiring. You're like, I'm inspiring? Tell my husband that. Right? No, people are inspired by your consistency. That's what's inspiring them. Don't forget that. They're inspired by that. So let me just see really quick. How many of you are really consistent about drinking Shakeology every day? Let me see how many of those. That's everybody, right? Everybody?
Yeah.
Me too. I drink it every
Absolutely.
day. I'm like 6 years straight without missing a day of Shakeology. Okay. How about posting on social media? Who's consistent about posting on social media, sharing your story, sharing what's going on? Pretty good there. Workouts, consistent, pretty consistent. I wish I was as consistent now as I was when I was a Beachbody coach. It's such a blessing to be a coach because you have to live that life. It's so good. All right, so here's the real question for you. Oh, first off, I want to recommend this book before I move on to the next one. This is a great book, and that's where I got this principle about consistency. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. Highly recommend this book. If you have not already read it, put it on your list. Robert Cialdini is probably he's the Einstein of social science, and his books are amazing. All right. Here's what I want to talk about. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Now, you've already told me you're good at taking your shakes, working out, posting on social. Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are those things? This is, as Zig Ziglar would say, the checkup from the neck up. All right? And the answer is probably no, which is why you're here on this call with me. You want to figure out how to be more consistent with your relationships. Here's the principle I want you guys to understand. People won't believe you until they see you. They won't believe you till they see you. What do I mean by this? Oh, join me, lost 60 pounds doing P90X and drinking Shakeology. It's amazing. Join me. Comment if you want some more, if you'd like some more information. And I get 3 people and I'm like, that's great. But what about the 2,000 people who didn't like or comment on that post? What about all those people? Here's what I want you guys to understand. All the people you're connected to are watching you. You're like a TV show that they can't get enough of. They're watching you. They're watching you like a TV show they're not connected to personally. When you say join me or comment if you'd like to, like this post if you want me to reach out to you, they don't think you're talking to them. Why would they think you are talking to them? They haven't heard from you since high school. This is why 2% of your relationships engage with your posts. It's not because you're not awesome at your posts. It's because they don't believe you mean them. Does this make sense? You have to understand that relationship building is a contact sport. You need to be in regular contact with people if you want to have a relationship with them. In fact, I'll tell you this. Here's a principle that you need to write down. If you want to be successful in this business, you need to be in regular contact with every single person you know. And I know for some of you, that's thousands of people. But here's what I'll tell you. It can be done with a system like Teamzy. I know your time is scarce. I'm going to show you how you can do it with the system. But that is what you need to do. Next principle on this is the big principle of the night. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Real quick on this. Oh wait, hold on a second. Lost my cursor. Where'd you go? There it is. Probably all those windows I had open, right? Real quick on this, just by a show of hands, how many of you have ever received an amazing card from someone you care about that had a handwritten message that just got you all emotional? Have you guys ever received a card like that? Everybody, right? Hopefully, if somebody's in trouble tonight. I always say, if you haven't ever received a card like that, put your address in the chat. I'll write you one tonight. Okay. When you get a card like that and you read it, right? Isn't it kind of amazing? Sometimes somebody you're around all the time can even give you a card and it makes a deeper impact than them talking to you. It's just amazing how that works. Now, after you get a card like that, how many of you are like, that was nice, crumble it up and throw it in the trash can? Let me see who throws those cards away right after you read them. Ollie's laughing at that. Nobody throws them away, right? You keep them. Do you guys have a special place where there's a pile of these cards saved? It's really powerful. Most people keep them because they have such a strong emotional impact and it lingers. In other words, if you guys go tonight to your place where you keep those, pull one out at random and read it, I bet it has an even stronger impact on you this time around. Crazy, right? Not only that, but when we pass away, our family keeps those. Do any of you have cards or letters from a loved one who's passed on that you've saved? Isn't that crazy? It's amazing. It has so much value. Now, on the flip side, here is a happy birthday card that I received. It's a postcard. I got this from my insurance sales guy. Do you guys ever get one of these birthday postcards from anybody? Right? My dog gets it from the vet. The dentist sometimes sends it. Are these nice to get? Do these go in the special place? Do these get saved forever? Will my son use this as a bookmark in his Bible when I'm gone? Probably not. In fact, in my house, I drive into the house through the garage. This is California living. How many of you guys do that? You enter the house through your garage door and then close it behind you while you're in the safety of your car. Isn't that funny? But in my garage, I have a shredder and a recycling bin. So anything sensitive goes in the shredder. Most of the mail goes in the recycling bin and only a few items ever make it into the house. This would never have made it into my house even if I weren't going to make fun of it on this call tonight. This doesn't have the same value. Why does this have no value? Whereas the other card you keep forever. This is a perfect example of a post on your Facebook feed, right? It has some value. In fact, when I got this from my insurance salesman, I thought, that was nice. You remember my birthday, right? But then it goes in the trash. Why? It required no investment of time. This required no time, and it's not personal. This is clearly a postcard that goes to everyone in his database. This is not for me personally, and it took no time. Does this make sense? Investing time and connecting with someone is how you deepen a relationship. Now, do you need to write beautiful cards to everybody every single day? No. That should be something you do, though. You should feather that into your business, right? Handwriting cards is a rare art. People will keep them forever. But even just messaging somebody on Facebook, even just sending somebody a text message to make their day, to take 2 seconds to do that one-on-one, it makes a huge impact. I've trained, you guys, do you realize that I have trained, this is crazy. In 3 years, I've trained over 100,000 people, just like I'm doing right now tonight. And lots of people who I've trained, some of you, I may wish you happy birthday someday via Facebook message. And people tell me, you're the only person who private messaged me my happy birthday message. I got 200 on my wall. You're the only one who private messaged me. Isn't it rare? It's rare. So I just want you guys to know, investing a little bit of time in connecting with people makes all the difference. And I'll teach you how to do it so efficiently in Teamzy. You'll be making people's day without even blinking, okay? All right, let's get in here real quick. It's time to jump into Teamzy. I think I have one more slide. So here's the deal. You guys like the sound of relationship marketing. You're like, yeah, I relate to what you're saying, Eric. But you can't just do it willy-nilly. Is that a term? I think it's a term. You need a system. You got to have a system. You have to have a system. You need a way to easily stay in contact with all your relationships. You should know when to contact them, when not to contact them. In other words, I don't want you to spend 3 hours planning. You should just know this is who I should talk to today. Know what to say. If you're like me, you'd stare at that screen all day long trying to think of the perfect message. You need to just know what to say so you could do it quickly and efficiently. And then make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Okay? Make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. I'm here to tell you, not to be hurtful, but I'm hopefully to be helpful tonight. Most of you guys are probably letting about 80% of your leads fall through the cracks. Okay? And I'm going to explain tonight, I'm going to teach you how to follow up like a pro so that doesn't happen. All right? And if I have time, I'm going to tell you a story of a super Saturday where I had this epiphany about how many people were not getting help through Beachbody because people weren't following up the way they should. We'll see if I have time. Now that I've tantalized it, I'm going to have to tell you that, right? Okay. So let's get into Teamzy. Here we go. I won't use any names. Hopefully no names leak out. All right, so here we go. Teamzy, here's the dashboard. Teamzy is a web application, which means you can get there on your computer, which I'm showing you. You can get there on your phone, which most people use it on their phone all day long, mobile, okay? I want you guys to understand how this works. First off, you can get a free trial of Teamzy for 30 days free, full access for free. We don't ask for your credit card or anything, okay? I know a lot of other softwares do like a 7-day or a 14-day trial. It's totally lame. Here's why I want you to do 30 days. I want you to, I truly believe even if this is your first month in coaching, you should hit Success Club this month and you should easily make your commissions that pay for Teamzy next month. Okay? That's why I give it to you for 30 days. Just follow the steps as laid out and you'll crush it. Okay? Make sense? All right. Teamzy is actually, after the 30 days, Teamzy is $29.99 a month. That's because at the time we built it, that was the commission for selling a bag of Shakeology. So that's what you sell. You get one sale, you've paid your Teamzy. How about that? If I can't help you make one sale, you shouldn't pay me a dime. All right, now let's get in here. So 30 days free trial, go to teamzy.com, set that up if you haven't already started playing with it. When you're in your free trial, it'll bring you into the setup wizard to set this thing up. And it looks like this. Let me launch it for you. We'll go through it real quick. The setup wizard makes it so that people like me can set this up. I'm not a software engineer. I told you guys my background. This has to be so easy or I'd never be able to do it. Okay, what we're gonna do in Teamzy is we're gonna do 3 things. First, we'll set your income goal, okay? Once you tell Teamzy how much money you wanna make, it'll tell you what to do every day to hit it. You have a plan now. You'll actually know what to do. Then we'll help you create a powerful why. I'll talk to you about that. That's super important. And then we'll get all your contacts into Teamzy. So they're in one place, organized. You can even get your Facebook friends in there. Oh, it's awesome. You don't have to go digging through contacts. It's all there. All right, let's do this. So set your income goal. Just put a number in here. It's an empty box. I put $150,000 in mine. So this is your annual income level, right? Your goal for your annual income level 12 months from now. So 12 months from now, where do you want to be? At what income level? Make sense? When I became a Beachbody coach, my salary at my career was $150,000, and I wanted to replace it, obviously, so I didn't have to go to work anymore. So that was my goal. So what's your goal? I truly believe you should all make at least a 6-figure goal in here. Okay. Now, if you already have a significant income coming from Beachbody, put the difference in. Put the growth number. Okay. So if you're making 6 figures now and you want to double that, then just put 100,000 as your goal. Got it? All right. Next, I'm going to click continue to the next page. Now Teamzy is telling me I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months if I want to hit that goal. How many of you feel like that's a lot of people? Yeah, it's a lot of people. But I mean, I asked to make 150 my first year. What do you expect? I got to work for that, right? Yeah. But here's what I'm here to tell you. Even that amount of people is less than an hour a day. It's about being consistent. What do you guys think? Do you think it's more important to do a 30-minute Beachbody workout every day, 5 days a week? Or is it better to just do like a 5-hour workout every third Saturday? Right? I love Beachbody coaches because you guys get this stuff. It's about the little bit done consistently that compounds in your business. Does this make sense? All right, let's continue on. The next page breaks this down into something I can handle. First, it splits it between prospects, customers, and coaches. Then it breaks it down monthly, weekly, and daily. So now I have a daily target. Here's what I need to hit 5 days a week to hit my goal. So if you look down in this little lavender box, my goal is to connect with 9 prospects each day, 6 customers each day, and 4 of my coaches each day. Okay? 19 people. I'm going to show you in a minute. That's maybe 20 minutes work, maybe 30 for you if you're brand new, and then after your first month, it'll be 20 minutes. Okay? Now, if you're new, you can change these numbers. They're suggestions. They're based on the assumption that you already have a team. Let's say you're new and you have no team. Just make the coaches number 0, put it over on prospects. Okay? If you have no customers, put it all on prospects for now. Does this make sense? All right. However, connecting with your coaches, connecting with your customers is as important as prospecting, which is why it's part of our daily routine in Teamzy always. Okay? And I'm going to tell you guys a little story about my last Success Club trip that I was on, which was, gosh, I don't know, 3 summers ago. I'll tell you a little story in a minute about that. Okay. The next goal is your invites goal. So 3 a day is our minimum, kind of our standard, right? Our default 3 invites a day. Now, look, this is a little different. We're going to connect with 19 people, but we're just going to invite 3. Why is that? Because with relationship marketing, we don't cold invite. We make sure someone's interested in learning more first. Does this make sense? We take time to have a conversation and see if there's interest. This is how our pipeline is always full of great prospects and not just like, throwing invites. The Bible says casting your pearls before swine, right? No, not that people are swine, but I'm saying that they're not interested. So we're going to invite when they're interested. So 3 a day invites, 3 a day ads. These are adding new people to your Teamzy. Okay, cool. You guys with me? When I click the big blue continue button, now it sets Teamzy up for those goals that we just looked at. If I skip out of the wizard, I'll show you on the dashboard. You can see these goals now are set up for my daily goals. 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches, 3 invites, 3 ads. Okay? So I just log in and I know exactly what I need to do today to hit my goal. All right. The next piece is finding your why. Finding your why. Hold on a second, guys. Let me just look at you for a second. This is super important. And honestly, if I cut this piece out, we could be done a lot quicker tonight. But it's important for me to talk to you about this. Because the statistic, wow, does anyone stumble on that word? The statistic is this. 1 out of 2 Beachbody coaches quit their first year. You guys are nodding because you're like, I felt that. I felt that. I worked so hard to get coaches on my team and they leave. 1 out of 2 quit their first year. Why is that? Why do people quit? Well, I'll just tell you why. Because people are quitters. There's a simple reason. We're all quitters. Every one of us are quitters. It's true. It's true. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. But here's another truth. We are also amazing at being successful when we have a reason to be. So if you joined, I'm going to share my story in a second. Let me not get ahead of myself. The bottom line is you have to understand why you're in this business, and it has to be a deep enough reason to keep you going. Because crap's going to happen. Bad stuff will happen. Terrible stuff will happen, right? I was doing a Zoom training once for one of my boot camps last fall, and one of the attendees was in her basement in Oklahoma. There was a tornado literally ripping the roof off of her house. Well, I do not know how that internet worked, but I think she was on her phone. But anyways, would that set you back a few days from connecting with people if you had no roof? Not me. I would be like, hey, did you hear about my roof? I got a great reason to talk to you today. Did you hear about my roof? Do you know a roofer? I'd ask everybody I know for a roofer. That would get me a conversation, but that's just the way I'm wired. My point is stuff will happen. Even worse than terrible things, is the daily stuff. Boredom, lack of visible results, your procrastination. Those are things that will kill your business too. You got to have a reason to persist. And once you have that reason, you'll be unstoppable. Now, here's the cool thing about finding your why. It's not that complicated. You don't have to go to Sedona and get in a sweat lodge to figure this thing out. Okay. And I have been to every seminar under the sun. I've read every book. I mean, people write entire books on finding your why. I'm here to tell you, we can do it in 10 minutes together. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do it. Teamzy, 5 questions just to get your mind thinking about this. Because your why, you already know your why, but it's here in your heart, right? Have you guys ever, how many of you believe following your heart is a good thing? I think it's a nice sounding thing, but it's impossible to follow your heart. It's impossible. Do you know why? Your brain is in charge. Your brain is in charge. How many of you have ever driven home from somewhere and you pull into your driveway and think, how did I get here? I don't even remember driving home. Has anyone done that? Yeah, that wasn't your heart. That was your subconscious mind remembering the route and doing it for you. Isn't that crazy? Your brain's in charge. You got to get it out of your heart and stick it in your brain and force feed it to your brain enough that your brain will allow you to follow your heart. Now, I'm going to take you through that process really quick. Okay, hang with me. And then after this, we'll crush our power hour together. All right, so I'm going to share my story as an example. Oh, and look, I even have some answers in here. Why did you become a coach? I already told you guys this in the beginning. People were asking me how I lost the weight. I finally realized if I became a coach, every time I sent them to Beachbody, it could be my link, right? What did you hope to accomplish? I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. That's all I wanted to accomplish. At that moment, I didn't have the passion I have now to change the industry, to change the way we're building our businesses. I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. How many of you guys would like $500 a month extra money? Yeah, that was the problem with extra money is it's extra, so you can leave it. It's easy to walk away from, right? Next question, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? I wanted to save the money. I wanted to put the money in the bank. That's what I wanted to do with that $500. Okay, now just to give you guys a little context on this, I told you that I come from the background of coaching and consulting. Well, my specialty is real estate. I help people build real estate businesses. Any realtors? Any of you realtors? Peggy, all right. I always have at least one realtor on one of these calls. So I help people build their real estate business, which was a good choice because real estate in this country was just constantly. Until what happened? The Great Recession, end of 2008. It disappeared. I lost my job along with every single person I knew, right? My network of real estate agents couldn't help me. They were trying to figure out how to feed their family too. It was scary. How many of you guys were out of work during the recession? Anybody? It was scary. Now, by God's good grace, my family, we made it through the recession. We were okay, but it was scary. And we stopped saving and we started living paycheck to paycheck. And so 6 years later, when I'm looking at Beachbody, I wasn't saving still. I thought if I could make $500 a month and put it in the bank every month, that would feel so amazing, right? So that's what I was hoping to do. Next question. The next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What I really wanted to do was buy a new home for my family. I wanted to buy us a new home. We were in a small home. My wife and I, we have 4 kids, 200-pound dogs. We were crowded. It was just, there's stuff everywhere. There was you couldn't go anywhere without stepping on a Lego in my house for sure, or a dog. I dreamt of a new home, but the problem was we were upside down on our mortgage, $100,000. So to sell our home, we'd have to write somebody else a check, a 6-figure check to get out of our home. So we were stuck. But I thought, you know what, if I could put $500 a month in the bank long enough, maybe we could get a new home. That was my dream. Next question. Why is this meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is this meaningful? How does this make you feel? Okay, this is where we're getting down to something good. And I struggled with this for a little while because I have a tendency to make big financial goals and then feel really guilty about them. Anybody feel guilty about big financial goals? I do too. I kind of feel guilty about that. And I thought buying a new home isn't a lofty goal. It's materialistic, right? We don't really need that. It's just something I want, whatever. And as I really kind of dug into it a little bit, here's what I realized. I had this realization. The home was more symbolic than anything. It symbolized family, right? And what was wrong wasn't that my home was too small. It's that my family life was too small. I wasn't there for my family. I was providing for them, but I wasn't present for them. I would get up in the morning to go to work, and I would kiss my kids goodbye in their pajamas, right? They'd still be in bed. I'd get up early and go to work, and I'd come home from work, and they'd be in pajamas again, getting ready for bed. This was my life. I know a couple of you guys can relate to that. And I was like, I could not figure out how I was going to ever be part of their life in a real meaningful way because I had to work, right? I had to work. And, you know, my kids were little, and yet I still had lost count of how many times I had to say, I'm sorry, Daddy has to go to work, when they wanted to do something or show me something or tell me something. And then my marriage, you know, after those kids go to bed, we had 45 minutes to be together before we collapsed, exhausted, both of us, right? Probably on the couch or something, asleep, trying to have a conversation. This was not what I wanted for my family. You know, when I dreamt of being a father and a husband, I didn't dream of not being engaged with my family. So I took a hard look at my career. You know, my career was something I was very proud of. I had a lot of status and respect. That's one of the big motivators, right? That's why you get all these great ribbons from Beachbody. And I made good money, but I guess not good enough because we weren't able to save anything. I was stuck. There was nowhere else for me to grow as at the top of my career. I realized that I was never going to get out of this rut unless I did something completely different, which is when I started looking at Beachbody saying, this little side hustle thing, this extra money thing, maybe that should be my primary vehicle. Does this make sense? How many of you are already thinking that way about Beachbody? Yeah. And so I made a mental switch. I stopped thinking of Beachbody as extra money. Going through this process, just answering these 5 questions in 15 minutes, guys. This is what I want to happen for you too. I started thinking of my career as extra money. They were paying me that salary so that I could build my Beachbody business. That was extra money. Isn't that cool? And once I started thinking like a business owner, I was able to write my first why statement, which I wrote. I'm going to share it with you right now. I believe, yeah, it's right here. It's actually the sample text in your Teamzy accounts. This is the actual why statement I wrote just a little over 3 years ago. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Okay? Simple. Simple, right? I hit all the main things. No one's going to lay me off. I'm not going to have to be worried about money. I get to be with my family. This is going to be awesome. I wrote that why. Now, just as far as Teamzy goes, whatever you write in this last box, click continue, and it publishes that to the dashboard of Teamzy. See it right there on the left? So you can read it to yourself every day. Very powerful to read it to yourself every day when you're doing your power hour. But I just want to tell you really quick what happened for me. This convicted me. Were there days where I didn't feel like reaching out and connecting with people? All the time. But now I was convicted. I had to look at this why and say, well, I can open up Teamzy and go connect with 20 people for 30 minutes and move towards this why. Or I can make the conscious decision to stay stuck in my current existence and not move forward at all today. It made it very hard not to just bust out that power hour. Does this make sense? And what happened was within 3 months of writing this down, I left my job. My wife's like, you're insane. I had enough money for 3 months. I said, that's enough. That's enough. We'll make the bills. And I came home to work in my business. Now, just real quick, I just got to share this because it's a fun story. If you guys go to the YouTube channel for Teamzy and look at some of the old videos, you'll see this. I had nowhere to work in my home. We were too crowded. There was not even in the kitchen. I didn't have room. So I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. The sheds they have in front of Home Depot, I bought a shed, like a lawnmower shed. I had it dropped in my backyard on the dirt because I couldn't afford concrete, right? Because it was like, I didn't have a job, right? So I put the shed in the backyard. I drilled a hole in the side of the wall. I ran an extension cord through it. That's how I wired it up for electricity. Extension cord. My son helped me build a desk out of an old closet door, and I threw a computer out there. I started building my business in the shed. We called it the shed quarters and the shoffice. And I'm going to show you a picture because I found a photo of this the other day of my business partner, Mike Lopez, and I in the shed. See, look at this. There it is. And you can see on the whiteboard in the background, I had him over because I had this idea I wanted to share for this thing called Teamzy. So you can see in the background we're doing a little Teamzy. This is cool because you guys can see, if you look closely here to the left, see those little blue envelopes? Do you guys still get those? Those are your rank advancement envelopes from Beachbody. Holly, do you remember those? Have you been? Yeah, you remember those. Those are my rank advancement envelopes from Carl back in the day. All right, cool. So here's the thing, like, it's because you do the why. Don't skip the my why part, right? Leaders, I teach this all the time in my boot camp. If you have new people on your team who are excited and they won't go through and do their why, they're not gonna stick around. You can give them a week of attention and then move on to the next person because they're not gonna, I'll just tell them, hey, if you're not gonna do that, I know you're not really serious. Okay, don't skip the my why part. If you've already got your why statement done, you need to revisit it annually. All right, let's get in here. Last step, the last step for setup is getting your, where did Teamzy go? Got too many windows, here we go. Last step is to get your contacts into Teamzy, okay? There's some videos in there that will help you go into the coach office and get your team, your coaches in, and then get your customers in. You wanna do it in that order, okay? Coaches first, then customers, then get all your Facebook friends in. You get those 3 lists and you're ready to rock and roll. You can also get, wherever you have contacts, you can bring those into Teamzy. Okay, you go to the Help Center right here on the left, and the Help Center has videos, FAQs, instructions. It's super easy. If you're not techie and that's still too hard, click this little help button right here on the bottom right. Ask for help, the team will help you, okay? They'll help you through it. They'll even go as far as doing a one-on-one Zoom with you and walking you through it personally. So don't get caught up on setup. That's the easy part. And then once you get all your people into Teamzy, I'm gonna go to the team page where the whole list lives, right? So here's my whole list. Once you get your whole list in, there's one more step for setup before you're ready to really rock. And that's we're gonna rank everybody on a 5-star scale. See, oh, I got Shakira in there. Hey, I'm a fan, what do you want? So you got like people here, each person has a star rating. See this? We rate people like you're rating a restaurant on Yelp. Why? Because in relationship marketing, 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. Have you guys heard of the 80-20 rule? Yeah, 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. You need to spend more time connecting with the best people. You just talk to them more often. So the ranking system allows Teamzy to plan your power hour for you every day. You never have to do any planning yourself. It just tells you who's ready based on the rank you give them. So here's how we do it. After you do a bulk import, it brings you to this page automatically and turns on the rank mode. Basically, this lets you go down your list quickly. Everyone's a 3-star to start. See how everyone's 3? And what you're looking for are the people that you feel really good about, so you can put them up to 4, maybe even 5 stars, right? You just click on it. You want to rank them lower, you click them. That's it, you just click them. You want to delete somebody, you click the trash can. Simple. You jam down your list. Look for your 4s and 5s. That's the most important thing to do because you can always change these as you go, but you want to get the best people at the top of your list. Does this make sense? Now let me give you the definitions of these ratings and then we'll do our power hour. So here's how I define them. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or a coach, or they're on your team already. They're your rock stars. They're your favorite friends, your closest family members. Those are 5-star people. Okay, they show up every 30 days. Every 30 days, that's a lot. That's really often. They have to really like you to hear from you that much. 4 stars are somebody that's likely to become a customer or coach with a little bit of nurturing, right? They're the solid people on your team. They're your friends, your family. 4-star people show up every 60 days. 3 stars could go either way. That's why your list defaults people to 3. A 3-star shows up every 90 days, okay? Most of your contacts will be 3 stars, and that's okay. Think about this. Tiffany's the one who set this up, so we became Facebook friends today. So she's got about 2,200 people on Facebook, right? So here's the cool thing about that, Tiffany. You'll still be able to connect with all of those people at least 4 times a year. Isn't that crazy? Because they come up every 90 days as 3 stars. 2-star people show up every 120 days. Every 120 days. So the least amount of stars, the less often. Make sense? Okay. So now that we've got that done, we're going to go back to the dashboard. We're ready to rock our power hour together. Here's how the power hour works. We already talked about our goals. They're here. Oh, here's the dailies. These are just things you need to do every day. You check them off. This makes you a good coach. Do you post on social? Do you do personal development? Do you drink your shake? Do you do your workout? Okay. It says shake because compliance told me very clearly years ago that I couldn't actually use the word Shakeology, but you guys know what we're talking about. What other shake would you drink? All right, power hour. Here's the module where you do all your work, the Power Hour module. On the left side of this list, you've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, coaches, follow-ups. Okay? Simple. So we're keeping this super simple. Each list has 5 names at a time. That's to keep you focused and from being overwhelmed. Okay? And on the right-hand side is where we do the work and log it as we go. So Teamzy tells me who to connect with. I don't have to think about it. First person up is Tiffany. Okay? Now, I'm going to message her on Facebook. I have it open right here in a separate tab because I'm ready to message her on Facebook. I like Facebook Messenger as my preferred method of communication because I find it has a much higher response rate of anything else, okay? But you can communicate however you want. Now this is where I get stuck because what am I going to say to her? This is how many of you guys get stuck at this moment? All right, so see right here in the middle of this connect box where it says scripts. I just want you to grab it. I put scripts in here for you that have been tried and tested. Okay, they work great. So I'm going to go in here. These aren't sales scripts. They're just make someone's day scripts. I'm going to get a Facebook script. Let's just use this first one. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. So simple. Why? My goal is to connect and make someone's day. It's not to sell them. I just want to make their day. I want her to smile. So I'm going to hit copy script. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to paste that right here so that I can edit it. Obviously, the name's not correct, right? The sample name. Tiffany, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. You can change the wording a little if you need to. I like the way it's worded, probably because I wrote it. I need an emoticon, though. A couple of emoticons. Do you guys like emoticons? I don't know. A couple of emoticons. Okay, great. Now I've got it just the way I want it. So what I'll do is I'm just going to quick copy and send this, paste it, copy and paste it into Facebook. Okay, Facebook requires you to actually send the messages through Facebook, but it's so fast, it doesn't even matter. There she is, look. Look how fast this is. Is your middle name Grace? I love that. My daughter's name is Grace. Look, there's the message, paste it in. It looks good, send. Done, message is off. So I'll go back over here and finish logging it. That was a Facebook message and hit the big blue log connect button. How do you log a connect? You hit the big blue log connect button. I'm telling you, this is easy enough for me. Now look, Tiffany's off my list. She's gone. The list has moved up. Now I've got 1 done, 8 left. Next person up is Jay. I'm going to use that same script. It's still on my clipboard. Just change the name. Now my emoticons are already there. I don't have to redo that. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Super fast. Again, you can do this on your mobile phone, so you can be jamming on your mobile phone. If you're picking the kids up from school and you're waiting in that line that lasts forever, connect with 5 people. There's Jay. Look at this. Look how easy this is, you guys. Send message. Paste that in there. Send. So fast. Back to Teamzy. Log it. Big blue log connect button. Jay's off my list. 2 are done. 7 left. Darlene's next. Do you guys see how easy this is? You can use that same script 10 times if you want. There's no reason to change it right now. It's the first time I'm reaching out to people. There's Darlene. Do you see how easy this is to connect with, in this case, 9 prospects? So I'm going to send these messages. The responses are going to be things like, oh, wow, thanks. That's so nice of you. I hope you're doing well too, right? They're just going to be nice, friendly responses. So what you're going to do is, when you're done with connecting with your 9 prospects in this case, that circle will turn all the way blue, and then you'll move over to the next list, which is customers. Now, real quick on this, a couple pro tips. As you're sending messages, some people will respond right away. Don't get distracted and go have the conversation yet. Get all your outgoing stuff done. Otherwise, you may never get back to it. So just be focused and just get them all. I know you're dying to talk to that person, but just get the rest of them sent out, and then you can go work on those conversations. The other pro tip I want to give you is this. If you're getting about a 50% response rate, you're doing great. Okay? So you're doing great. I want you to have conversations with those who respond and don't even think about the people who don't respond. Why do you not have to think about them at all? Because they're in Teamzy and they're automatically going to come back up 30, 60, 90 days down the road. You don't have to worry about them. People are always like, well, they didn't respond. How should I follow up? You don't. You connect again next time they come on your list. Make sense? Okay, next list are customers. We're going to connect with our customers the same way. Okay, you can go to scripts and use one of mine. Let's see, here's a great one. Jane, you're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on, right? Look at this. How easy is this, Meredith? You're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on losing 12 pounds. Whatever it is. Congratulations on choosing superfood nutrition. Whatever, you send the message, boom. Okay, same idea. We'll copy that. We'll send it in Facebook. We'll log it here, text, however you want to send it. Okay, so we'll log it here. We'll go to the next person. Kathy, maybe we'll use something like, hey, just stopping by to say hello. Hope you're, is there anything I can do to make your day today? Just staying in touch with your customers. Just staying in touch with them. Okay. Now, real quick on this, you guys see how easy this is to stay in touch with your customers. A couple of things I just want you to know. You do not need to create an overcomplicated follow-up system for your customers. How many of you guys have an overcomplicated, let's be honest, you have an overcomplicated system. Like you want to talk to them 29 days after the first order, then 18 days after that, then 6 days after that, and then 4. A couple of you are laughing. That's you. I nailed you. Look, just keep it simple. Put them in Teamzy and stay in touch. That's it. You just need to be in touch. It doesn't matter when, you just need to be in touch. And if you're in touch with people, a couple of magical things will happen. Well, maybe 3. First one is you're going to feel great about the service you're providing. How many of you guys wish you were better at staying in touch with people? The second thing that's going to happen is this. If you're in touch with people, just in touch on a regular basis, they will order more product and they will retain longer. How many of you would like to see your retention go up and people order more products? All you need to do is be in touch with them. You don't have to be pushy or even mention selling to them. You just got to be in touch. And when you're in regular touch, you'll build that trust and they'll ask you questions. One of my favorite things that ever happened, I was just reaching out like this, and one of my customers who had done a couple of challenge groups with me, she said, I'm glad you reached out because I wanted to ask you what other products I should get from Beachbody. And I said, well, what are you thinking of? She said, you know, like workout equipment, things like that. She goes, why don't you do a video for us of all the products you use from them and you know, what we should do. And I said, oh, that's a great idea. So I did a video for and you know, I had a private Facebook group for my customers. I did this video about all the different products that I love from Beachbody. Do you know that I sold 18 of those little workout mats? You know, the little short blue ones, the super spongy ones? I sold 18 of those things that month. Why? Because I'm in touch with my customers. They trust me. They want to know what else do I need to enhance my experience? I was like, oh, I love this thing. I have one that's like 6 years old. It's still perfect. I wonder if they still make them that good. Do they still make them that good? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'll have to order one from one of you guys. Okay. Stay in touch with your customers. The other magical thing that happens is this. How many of you would like some new customers? Yeah. Where's the best place to find a new customer? Do you guys know where that is? Is it on Instagram? Snapchat? The best place to find a new customer is from a current customer. The best place to find a new customer is from a current customer. See, if I say it twice, it's because you're supposed to write it down. Look, guys, what happens when somebody's getting great results? They talk about it. They tell people about it. I had this mental picture, you know, at work. When I was in my corporate job, I had everybody in Beachbody. By the time I left, that's part of why I had to leave. They were sick of me. But, you know, there's one coworker of mine, she did 21-day fix. She lost like 24 pounds. She looked awesome. And I never forget this visual. She's in the kitchen, you know, everybody's in there getting their lunches together. A vendor had come in and brought donuts. We have one of these old donut stands locally that makes these huge, I mean, they're just ridiculous donuts. They brought these donuts. And I remember everybody's tearing up these donuts and she walks right by them, goes over to the blender and starts making her Shakeology, right? And she's drinking her Shakeology while everybody's pounding these donuts and people are going, you look great. She's like, yeah, I lost a bunch of weight, you know? And they're like, what are you drinking? And she's like, this is Shakeology. And I'm kind of in the corner just watching it happen. This happens all the time, you guys. People who are getting results, who love the products, they're talking about it. Did you know that 82% of Americans make purchasing decisions based on what? The recommendation of a friend. Is that true for you? Your customers already have new customers lined up. They already have them lined up. The question is, are you in touch with your customers? Are you getting introduced to the people they're talking to? Okay. Little side note, I don't have time for I do a full week of training on this in my bootcamp, but Don't ask people to refer you to their friends. Ask them to introduce you to their friends. Okay? Just a group chat or something. Just group message us, introduce us. I'll get them more information. By the way, it's a great way to get new coaches. Because when I say to Tiffany, you're getting great results. You're probably already talking about this to your friends. Do you have any friends you've been talking to about Beachbody that I need to get in contact with to get some information to? And she'll say, yeah, I was just talking to my friends yesterday about it. Great. Could you introduce us via chat and I'll get them info? Great. Then I circle back to Tiffany 3 days later and say, I talked to all 4 of your friends that you sent me, that you introduced me to. They're all interested in the next challenge group. The question I have for you is, have you ever thought of being a coach? Because you've got 4 customers already. So just let me know and we'll set you up and put them under you, right? Are you guys with me? This isn't rocket science, guys. It's just relationships. And it's so much more fun. It's so much more fun than trying to grab somebody random off of social media and making a friend out of them over 6 months, right? Okay, you can still do that, but you got to be focused on trying to turn that into a relationship. Okay, last step is connecting with your coaches. So you're going to go into your coaches list and you're going to work down that list and connect with your coaches the same way. Just send them a message, connect with them, make their day. This is the story I was going to tell you. Okay, so one of my favorite, I'm so disappointed that I'm not a Beachbody coach anymore. I just want you guys to know that I would never have left, but I had to. Compliance issues, right? Because of Teamzy. My favorite thing was that dang free vacation every year. It was so much fun, right? Because you eat like a pig, but you still work out with everybody in the morning and everybody, right? So the last one I went on was the big cruise in the Caribbean. It was like the giant ship, the Oasis of the Seas. Was anyone on that trip? You guys probably started since you were on that one, Cloud. It was amazing. So at that moment, people were already starting to know me as Teamzy guy. And so people were talking about Teamzy all the time on the ship. And I remember talking to somebody who was somebody I respected. She was new and she had built a pretty large team. I think she was qualifying 8-star diamond at that time. And, qualifying is like this terrible waiting period to see who falls out at the last second. And you're like, what? You decided not to get a bag of Shakeology this month? Are you insane? You killed my... No, just kidding. Right. She was qualifying 8-star, which is still amazing. And her sponsor was a superstar diamond coach, right? Celebrity status, you know how it is. And we were just chatting, like on the deck of this ship in the most beautiful crystal blue water you've ever seen. And I just asked her, I said, what's it like being sponsored by somebody like that? I mean, personally, a friend of mine sponsored me and I wasn't really building the business. So I was kind of on my own. I said, you ever talk to her? And she says, no, I don't really ever talk to her. Not since I signed up, but I have access. If I need to talk to her, I can schedule an appointment through her assistant. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. I said, well, let me ask you a question. How meaningful would it be to you if out of the blue you just got a text message from her that just said, hey, I just saw that you're qualifying 8-star and I wanted to let you know I'm really proud of you. Good job. And do you know what happened? She started crying. She's like, I'm so sorry. I feel so stupid. I don't know why I'm crying. Do you guys ever get that way where you cried, you don't know why, and you can't turn it off? The bottom line, you guys, is the relationship with you as leader is huge. It's huge. And it doesn't take but a second to make somebody stay. What happens is, and I've talked to people with huge teams. I have a friend, Kurt, who's in a different network. He's got 90,000 people on his team. People get these big teams and they think there's no way I can stay in touch with people now. And so they just stop. And people are dying for that connection. That's why Teamzy's here, just to keep it easy, right? Get your personally sponsored people in there, connect with them, just send them a quick message. It'll make their day. And the 2 things that motivate people, one of them is not money. Did you know this? 2 things that motivate people is status and connection. Well, Beachbody's got the status thing down, right? It's the connection that they're longing for. And if you can help people feel connected to your team, to the culture, to you, they have a chance of succeeding. Make sense? All right. Have I beat that one into the ground enough?
No.
All right. So prospects, customers, coaches, connect with all of them. It's all important. In this example, we had 19 people. We're jamming down our list. Do you see how you can do it in 20 minutes? Just sending those messages out. The last list is our follow-ups. Get to follow-ups, there's nobody there. Follow-ups are not automatic in Teamzy. You have to put people on the follow-ups list. So let me show you how to do this real quick. So I messaged Tiffany at the beginning of our call. How are you? Hope you're having an awesome day. She says, oh my gosh, it's great to hear from you. I'm doing great. How are you? I said, oh, I'm doing great. And so I'll try to draw a little conversation out of her. You know, well, it's been a while. Tell me what you've been up to. Send me an update on what you've been up to lately. So I'm trying to have a conversation with her. Will some of those conversations fizzle out right away? Yes, don't worry about it. They'll come back again in 30, 60, 90 days. You have to build relationships again with people if you're out of touch. But some of them you can have a great conversation right away. And so I'm going to be asking her questions and trying to just catch up with her. And what I'm looking for, this is really important, guys. I'm going to try to give you as much of this as I can tonight. What I'm looking for is a way to help Tiffany. I'm looking for a way to help her. Now, if she needs to lose weight or she wants to get fit or she wants to get healthy, that's a gimme, right? Because I can do that with our business. She needs more money. She hates her boss. Those are all gimmies. But maybe she's got other stuff going on, right? Maybe she has a loved one who's ill and she needs someone to pray with her today. By the way, you start using Teamzy, you'll be amazed how many people need you to pray with them. I never expected that to happen. It happens all the time, but it's kind of an amazing experience. And you talk about, you know, being in this business to help people, you can really help people. Down the road, do you think they trust you and feel good about doing business with you? Of course, you know. She may need a recommendation for a new dentist for her kids. I don't know what she needs until I talk to her. I'm looking for a way to help her. My goal is to help her. It's to demonstrate my character, remember? To let her know I'm here to help her in her life in any way. Now, as we're talking, and I'm looking for ways to help her, and I'm helping her in many ways by introducing her to people, telling her, oh, I know somebody who does that. I'll send you their number, whatever, as we're talking. When she says, what about you, Eric? What are you up to? This is my chance now to share with her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. Okay, so write down this if you haven't already. Share what I do and why I'm passionate about it. Now, the way I approach this is based on the conversation. If she makes a joke about Beachbody, I need a Beachbody, or she makes a comment about her health, then I'm going to lead with how it's transformed my health and why I'm passionate about it. If she makes a comment about how her boss is a jerk, I'm going to tell her about my jerky boss and why I work for myself now. Does this make sense? So I'm going to lead with something like that. So I might just say something like, well, Tiffany, I know it's been a long time since we've connected. The last year has been amazing. You know, I recently lost 60 pounds and it's completely changed my life. I feel amazing and energetic and strong and vital again. And it's been crazy. And she's going to say, oh, that's great. Good for you. Right. And then I'm going to say, you know, and part of the process for me is it's changed my life so much. I found that I'm passionate about helping other people do it too. So I became a Beachbody coach and now I help other people lose weight and get fit. And it's been so much fun. In fact, now this is a little something you guys might do. I did this and it really helped. I kept track of all the pounds lost on a spreadsheet with everyone I worked with. And so I would say, in fact, in the last year, I've helped people lose more than 2,200 pounds. Wow, that's so cool, right? So when you share what you're passionate about, what you do and why you're passionate about it, their response can only be supportive. Does this make sense? Their response can only be supportive. How many of you have had people not be supportive when you told them you're doing Beachbody? So if you share it this way, what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about, they have to be supportive. Wow, that's great. Good for you. Oh, I'm happy for you. Okay. This is how I build an invite. And if she says, and then, you know, and so as I'm telling her about it, I'll say, does this sound like something you'd be interested in learning more about? Would you like some more information on this? Tiffany says, no, thanks. I don't think I'm interested in that. Okay, great. If she says no, I plant the seed to turn her into my advocate. I say, Tiffany, that's totally fine. I respect that. And it was really great catching up with you. I enjoyed connecting with you today. Could you do me a favor though? If you do come across somebody who needs help with losing weight or getting fit or improving their health, could you connect them with me? Because I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. She's going to say, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll keep an eye out for that. Do you see how that rejection is actually a really positive seed planted? And I'm going to continue to connect with her. In 3 months, I'm going to go, hey, it's been a while. What have you been up to? We're going to keep connecting and building trust. If she says, actually, I would like some more information. What's your next, you got a challenge group coming up or whatever? I saw that on Facebook, you're doing these groups. Yeah, I do. So if she says, yes, I'd like some more information. Now, guys, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, great. Tiffany, here's what we should do. Do you have 5 minutes right now to jump on a quick phone call or a Zoom so that I can ask a few questions to see what your goals are and see if maybe I can help? See if it's something I can help with. So I'll get her on a call and I'll start asking her all those questions. Guys, this is not, I didn't make this up. You get those questions, they used to be, they're probably still there. Tommy Migrant did a series of videos. Just go use those questions. Are you working out now? What's your day of nutrition look like? Right? Ask those questions. And then prescribe a solution. Don't ever, when someone says I want some more information, don't just send them a link to Shakeology video or something. Okay? Get on the phone, find out what they need, prescribe them the solution. Tiffany, based on what you're telling me and what you want to achieve the next 8 weeks, I think the best program for you is just going to be straight up 21-day fix with the portions. Let's just do that. We'll get you on Shakeology. I think it's going to be great. I've got a challenge group starting in 10 days. We can get you in that group, hold you accountable. She's like, okay, this sounds great. Great. I'm going to send you an email right now with all the information on the program that I've laid out for you. And it has my order links on it. I'll follow up tomorrow, see if you have any questions. Sound good? She says, sounds great. So this is my invite. Let me show you how to do it in Teamzy. Okay, guys? This is how I did it. I know you guys have your own ways, but so I'm going to come into Teamzy. Tiffany's no longer on my dashboard. So I got to look her up to find her record. Figgy? No. Hold on, get my fingers in the right place. There she is. Okay, that brings me to her record. Now I'm going to open the Connect box. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send her an invite to my challenge group, okay? So you can pick one of these. I'm going to send her my challenge group invite. Now, I actually have a script. I actually put these invite emails that I was telling you about in scripts. You can save them in scripts as your own. So look, I actually have one in here. Let me just do this. Look at this. 21-day fix. Okay. So we're going to do send his email. So look at this. I can go into this. I have this whole email. This is from back in the day. You guys probably don't even sell this program anymore. Do you guys still sell 21-day fix? You still like it? There's not newer, shinier things. It's like the best one, right? All right. So who am I sending this to again? Tiffany. Here's the info I promised. Look, I have I have this all done. I have the clips, the videos. I have my ordering. This takes them to a document that explains the best way to do this is as a coach. Here's how to sign up as a coach, step by step. Or you can just be a customer and pay more. Or you can order just your program and not have Shakeology and get half the benefits, right? So I go through the whole thing. So all this, I send this. So look, I can send this email to her. I can't actually send it because I don't have your email address in Teamzy, but you get the idea. And I'm going to log this. See, when I change it to challenge group here, it's now logging it as an invite. Now, the most important piece here, just say it was an email, is this part, the follow-up, okay? You got to set a follow-up. This puts her on your follow-ups list. So I'm going to set it for tomorrow because I told her I'd follow up tomorrow. Make sense? So you got to set the follow-up. This takes her off the prospects list and puts her on my follow-ups list. When I log this connect, you can see that follow-up is now on her record. Let me go back to the dashboard and show you. Notice I have an invite logged now, okay? And on my follow-ups list, Tiffany's due tomorrow. Tomorrow when I do my power hour, I connect with prospects, customers, coaches, and when I get to my follow-ups list, I'm going to follow up with Tiffany and whoever else is on my follow-ups list. So as you invite people, you put them on your follow-ups list. Now, how do I log a follow-up in Teamzy? It's just like a connect. I'm going to come in here when it's due. I'm going to go to my scripts. By the way, you guys, oh my gosh, when we launched Teamzy, of course, we didn't have scripts. Now I put them all in here. I put my 10 follow-up scripts in order, 1 through 10, in here for you. Seriously. You do not even have to think. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Copy that script. Super fast. Change the name Tiffany. Boom. See how easy this is? Look, I'm going to actually send it to her. She's right here. This is my follow-up. I'm actually sending the follow-up. Sent. I'm going to log this in Teamzy, and I'm going to set a new follow-up before I log it so that she stays on my list. I'm going to follow up now 2 days later. Log. Now she's due on Saturday for the next follow-up. Okay. Do you see how easy this is? So easy. Now, a couple things I want you guys to know. Following up is where people mess this up. And I was at a Super Saturday, and there was a 15-star diamond coach, amazingly successful, tons of respect for that person. And she said on stage, I follow up 3 times, and if they don't respond, I'm like, next. I thought to myself, oh my gosh, do you think she'd give me that list? Right? Do you think she'd give me this list? Because that is an amazing personality that could build that much success by only closing 20% of her leads. Right? And there's people like that. And probably most of you, that's what you're closing too, because here's what you guys need to understand. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you just threw up in your mouth a little bit thinking about following up 10 times? Anyone? Be honest. Because we're worried we're going to be annoying, right? Yeah. Okay. So I want you to know something. I'm going to teach you right now how to do it without being annoying. Okay? 2 simple principles. You'll never be annoying. People will thank you from the bottom of their hearts for your follow-up. They will thank you. They'll say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for following up with me. But I want you guys to understand this. 80% of people won't sign up until you followed up 7 to 10 times. They won't even respond to your follow-ups. How many of you had somebody that was pretty interested and you were surprised when it was just crickets? It happens all the time. 80% of the time it happens. So you follow up again, crickets. You follow up again, nothing. And then what happens? You start making up stories of why they're not responding and buying. Oh, they're broke. It's too expensive. Their husband's a jerk, right? I heard, there's layoffs at their work. They're probably freaking out. I don't know. You make stuff up. Here's what's really happening. I'm sending Tiffany that first message, and she sees it on her phone, and she says, oh, yeah, I need to do that. But I can't right now because the baby's throwing up on the dog, and I'll message him back later. Things are just happening. They're missing the messages. But I want you guys to understand, how many of you guys are coaches because you're passionate about helping people? You want to change people's lives for the better. Okay. I'm going to reframe this follow-up statistic this way. 80% of the people you could possibly help, you will not help unless you follow up 7 to 10 times. Okay? 80% of the people you could help, you will not help unless you follow up 7 to 10 times. Now, who's ready to learn how to do it without being annoying? Here we go. Principle number 1, never ask them to do anything on your follow-up. Never ask them to do anything on your follow-up. Don't ask them to respond. Don't ask them to RSVP. Don't ask them to complete their purchase. Don't ask them to commit. Your message doesn't require anything of them except letting them know that you're going to continue to follow up with them. It's on you. Okay, put it on you, not them. You won't be annoying. Little side note, well, it's number 2 kind of explains this. Number 2 principle, your follow-ups must always be messaged, typed out, never voice, never video, God forbid, never a voicemail. How many of you like it when your phone rings unexpectedly? It's so annoying, isn't it? I recently saw this meme and I was like, this is me. It says, if you call me with an unlisted number, I will respect your privacy by not answering. Right? Look, the reason why it needs to be messaged and typed is this. They're busy, and they're probably busy at the moment you send your message. But they still desperately want to see it. Is that true for you guys too? But they don't want to open it. Because if they open it, you see that they opened it, and now they feel like a jerk because they can't respond right now. How many of you guys are super annoyed when you get a message and it has a ... and you're like, dang it! Now I won't know what it says until I have time to answer it. So keep it short and message. Short enough that they can read the whole message right here on the lock screen of the phone without opening it. When it's written out, people can scan it in an instant and see and absorb the whole thing. If they have to stop and listen to a voice message, like if you send me a voice message, a lot of Beachbody coaches like to voice message me. Sometimes it takes me 2 days before I can listen to that. I have 4 kids. Do you know what the chances of me having a quiet moment to actually listen to something? And there's something, how many of you have kids? Isn't it true that your kids see you pick up your phone and they attack? They're like, oh, you want to talk on the phone? That's not happening. Oh, you're trying to listen to something? I'm all over you. I don't know what it is, but they do. I mean, this is why parents lock themselves in the bathroom to make a phone call. And you're on the customer service of your credit card, and they're like, it's very echoey in there, Mr. Johnson's like, don't worry about that. I'm hiding from my kids. Okay, so short, sweet, messaged. Okay? So they will see those messages. They will see them. That's all you want is for them to see those messages. Okay? And what will happen is you'll message, no response, no response, no response, no response. And typically, most people won't even respond to the first 5 or 6 messages, which is way more than most coaches will even do, so they never get past that. And then what happens around 5 or 6 is you get a response that says, I'm so sorry, I have not responded to your messages. I have been meaning to, and they will unpack all the little things that happened in their life in the last 2 weeks, and they'll say, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. Guys, when you continue to follow up, you communicate this principle. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. When you give up on somebody after 3 or 4, this is what you told them. I didn't care enough about you to stay in touch. I know I told you I wanted to help you get in shape, but I just didn't care enough to stay in touch with you that long. Okay? How many of you took a long time before you became a coach? They pursued you for a year or more. Yeah. Don't expect different. Now, 20% of people will sign up in the first 3 follow-ups. Those are the people you're already filling up your groups with. They're awesome. But everyone else, you put them in Teamzy, you invite them, you put them on your follow-ups list, and you follow up. Keep them on your follow-ups list forever if you need to. Keep following up with them. Now, what's amazing is, how many of you do a challenge group every month? Do you do a challenge group every month? The cool thing is next month you can go, hey, you can plug into this month's challenge group, right? Just a little thing that I found was really effective was take somebody who was in the challenge group that they passed on, the one they were supposed to sign up for, and tell their success story. Okay? So it's like, hey, Holly, I know you told me to check in with you this month. I just wanted to check in. I know we talked about your goals and you were real excited to get started. I'm excited to help you. And I want to get you results like Tiffany, who was in the group that started last September. She's already down 23 pounds. I want that for you, Holly, so let me know if I can help, right? Tell the story of what they missed, the fear of missing out. This was the group you passed on. Okay? Just a little tip. Okay, so how do I finish Tiffany off in the system when she signs up as a coach on my team? Let me do that, and then we'll do Q&A. What time is it? Have I been talking too long? Probably. I get into it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so here I am. Let's say I'm on my dashboard. Tiffany's not on the dashboard, so I got to do the same thing I did a minute ago and look her up. When I get to her record, this time I'm going to click on sale, and I'm going to log the sale. That she got a challenge pack, and I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to put a tag on there for the products that she did. 21-day fix. Oops. Okay. What else? Shakeology. Okay. Anything else that she bought, I'll tag it. I like to tag all the products they're using. Then later I can click 21-day fix and I can get every single person who's ever bought that program on a list. How cool is that? When Autumn comes out with something new, you go, hey, here's the new Autumn thing. All right, so then what I'll do is I'll move member type to coach by clicking on it, personally sponsored. PS stands for personally sponsored coach. Okay, now she's on my team. That's how you finish her off in the system, right? If she didn't sign up as a coach, just came in as a customer, then I would just click customer and move her to that group. Okay. All right. Let me give you some action steps and then I'll take a couple questions. First off, get your 30-day free trial going. Where's the thing here? I actually have a screen with some action steps. Get your 30-day free trial going. That's a no-brainer. Go to teamzy.com, sign up for your free trial, okay? It's free for 30 days. If you're already in a trial, get your subscription set up so you don't miss a beat. Again, cost less than one Shakeology commission, okay? Less than $1 a day to have this all planned for you. Next step is get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. You will do so much more if you have somebody else to be accountable to. You can actually do this in threes. Somebody recently shared a study with me that 3-person accountability groups are even better. What I want you to do is share your why with your accountability group, and each day message your completed Teamzy dashboard, like a screenshot, message that to them each day. One of you will do it, 2 of you won't, and then you'll get that message and it'll make you get in there and do it, okay? This is how I know in 30 days you're gonna get great results. Just so you guys know, coaches that are actively using Teamzy right now are generating in 90 days, 21 customers and 9 coaches on average, okay? That's not bad. Compound that over a year. And then I'll give you a 5-day challenge. 5-day challenge, connect with 100 people in 5 days. Okay, 20 people a day. It can be any mix of prospects, customers, and coaches. My challenge for you is to connect with 20 people in 5 days, 5 days in a row, because if you do that, you will see how much crazy momentum you can create in just a few days. You'll be overwhelmed. Honestly, you'll be overwhelmed with conversations, but I want you to experience that. How many of you would like to be overwhelmed with conversations right now? Yeah, successful people are just as overwhelmed as unsuccessful people. The difference is they're overwhelmed with opportunity instead of the overwhelming feeling that they should be doing something they don't know what they should be doing. Does this make sense? Okay. All right. So hopefully that was really helpful for you guys. If you have some questions, go ahead and unmute and ask away. And I'll take a few. I know we've been on the call a long time. I'll let you guys go to bed. Anybody?
I just want to say thank you so much. That was just so helpful. I've been using Teamzy, but all wrong, apparently. I know that. So I'm going to change my system, but I tell everybody, because I know I always just go to the follow-ups and I'm just like, oh my God, I have all these follow-ups. And anyways, so definitely, I tell people that I think one of the biggest benefits is that it pulls everybody into one location, because I was so scattered before. And it really lets me know that there are so many people that I can follow up with. Like so many, you know what I mean? I never feel like the well is run dry. Thank you to Teamzy. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And I appreciate you, everything you've done.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys having me. It was fun for me. As you can tell, I did a little run on here tonight, but I must have been doing something good. You guys are still here with me. I know it's late in West Virginia. So anyways, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure being here. God bless you. Have a great night. If you have any other questions, you can send them to support@teamzy.com, or you can join the Teamzy community on Facebook and post them there and we'll answer them for you. But hopefully we'll see you guys at an event soon, and hope you have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you later.